What's up guys, Alvaro here. Welcome to the Bilingual Stock Market channel again. On this channel we talk about the markets and we do it in English and Spanish as well so you can pick your preferred language. And in this video, and as I do it Mondays through Thursdays, I want to make a quick stock market update. So I want to break down some technicals going over the S&P 500 and the NASDAQ 100 as well, which are the most important indices of the United States stock market. And at the end of the video, I am going to break down from a technical standpoint as well 3 stocks that in tomorrow's trading session are going to be on the very top of my personal watch list. So without further ado, let's get right into the video. And today we had a red day all across the board for the most part, guys. I mean, other than the NASDAQ and the NASDAQ 100, the indices had a red day today, guys. Russell 2000 went down 0.88%, S&P 500 went down 0.18%, and the Dow Jones Industrial Average went down 0.28%. The NASDAQ went up 0.06%. We can make the case that the NASDAQ closed today's trading session flat. And take a look at these, guys. What I am about to show you is XLF. This is the ETF that tracks the financial sector inside the trades inside the S&P 500. And take a look at what happened today, guys. So the financial sector shot up as soon as the trading session opened. It went up 1.47% from 9:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time until 9:50 a.m. The financial sector was absolutely on fire, and after 9:50 a.m., guys, this sector collapsed like completely, and it went down 2% in a matter of 2 hours. This was a huge drop for a sector that is very important inside the S&P 500, and also very important inside the Dow Jones. So that's why these two indices ended up having a red day in today's trading session. And something that really caught my eye, guys, is the 10-year Treasury Yield. It is trading at 1.17%, guys. The return of the 10-year Treasury bond was trading a few months ago, guys, at 1.70%. So this is a huge drop. So what is going on over here, guys? So the only thing that I can actually think about is COVID-19 fears. That's it. I don't see any other explanation. And by the way, guys, in today's trading session, home stays stocks had a phenomenal day. Peloton went up, Wish or Context Logic, which is an e-commerce online company, also went up. Etsy went up as well. Tesla had a phenomenal day, and we all know, you guys know that I am a Tesla bull, but Tesla is a very expensive stock. So, and let me go ahead and take a look at the sectors, which I didn't do. And the best performing sector was utilities, which is, you know, a defensive sector. And the worst performing sector was, let me see over here. So the worst performing sector was material, which is, you know, a sector that benefits from the reopening of the economy, and energy as well. And actually oil fell off a cliff today on COVID fears. So keep in mind, guys, that next Friday we have the jobs report of July. So I think that is going to be critical in order to measure what is actually going on with the economy, guys. Because so far, and when we see the 10-year Treasury Yield trading at 1.17%, it looks like, I mean, you know, by the looks of it, it looks like the Federal Reserve is getting away with it. So the growth of the economy isn't being as robust as many people thought. And if that's the case, guys, inflation might be transitory, just like the Federal Reserve is saying. So watch out for the jobs report that is coming out on Friday at 8:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, because that is going to be very important. And watch out for whatever the 10-year Treasury Yield does on Friday after that report comes out. And when it comes to the most important earnings in tomorrow's trading session, in my opinion, guys, the most important earnings report throughout this week is going to be by far Alibaba. I actually closed a swing position on BABA today. I locked in $250. I will show you that trade later on in this video. And since BABA is trading something like 40% of its highs, guys, and I said this in yesterday's video, I think that this is by far the most interesting earnings report of the week. So tomorrow as well, before open, we have BP, ConocoPhillips, Under Armour, Eli Lilly, Cladox, Nikola Corporation. My goodness. I want to say hello to Trevor Milton, whatever he is. Is he already in jail? I don't know, guys. Okay. Discovery. And after close, we have Skills, we have Activision Blizzard. That is going to be a very interesting earnings report to be seen. SunPower and Lyft. That is going to be after close. So watch out for these earnings reports in tomorrow's, sorry guys, trading session. And now let's go ahead and take a look at the S&P 500. And I said in yesterday's video, guys, SPX is the ticker symbol of the S&P 500, that we have a line in the sand in the case of this index. This is the 1 day, 1 minute chart. So take a look at these, guys. We opened the S&P 500, and this goes to show how important the financial sector is for this index, because the S&P 500 pretty much shot up as soon as the trading session opened, and once the financial sector started to sell off, take a look at what happened with the S&P 500. So from peak to bottom, this index dropped today almost 1%. That's an important drop, guys, no doubt about it. So in technical terms, guys, and I said this in yesterday's video, we have a line in the sand, a clear line in the sand at 43.50. 43.50 is a very important spot for the bulls of this index, because we are talking about a previous area of lower support that already acted as such for the S&P 500 back on July 22nd, and we are also talking about a former all-time high that also acted as an overhead resistance for the bulls of the S&P 500 back on July 7th, and it also did it back on July 6th and also back on July 2nd. So if the bulls can remain trading, guys, above 43.50, the S&P 500 is is absolutely out of danger. However, if the bears happen to take on 43.50, and I said this in yesterday's video, what about a drop down to 4300? That would be a drop of almost 3%. That's a decent drop in the case of the S&P 500. So the S&P closed today's trading session at 43.87. So tomorrow, the most important area of overhead resistance is going to be obviously 4,400, a previous area of lower support and resistance that tomorrow is going to act as overhead resistance. And if the bulls happen to be able to take on 4,400, then watch out for the bulls maybe paying a visit to 44.15. 44.15 is a previous area of resistance in which the bulls of the S&P 500 already felt back on July 27th and also back on July 23rd. So, and as I said in yesterday's video, guys, as long as the bulls can remain trading above 43.50, what we are seeing over here might be a process of consolidation slightly above two very important areas of lower support, 4,400 and 43.50, and that could be very healthy for this index. Or this could potentially imply that the bulls could be gathering momentum, gathering strength in order to make a push higher to take on all-time high of the S&P 500 at 44.29 without this index being in an overbacked condition. So, my dear bears, don't count your chickens ahead of time, because we are still on a clear uptrend and the S&P 500 is trading above the moving averages on the 4 hours. So there's nothing wrong yet with the S&P 500, okay? And in the case of the NASDAQ 100, so the NASDAQ 100 pretty much broke even, guys. It closed today's trading session at 14,963 points, up 0.02 2%. And I didn't take a look at the 1 day, 1 minute, and I told you guys that the most important area of lower support, in my opinion, for the bulls in the NASDAQ 100 was 14,900 points, but that area wasn't visited today, and the bulls managed to find support twice at 14,950 points. Okay, so let me pull up here the 4-hour chart. So there's nothing wrong with the NASDAQ 100, guys. We are trading above the moving averages on a clear uptrend. So if tomorrow we happen to see another red day in the NASDAQ 100, the most important area of lower support is going to be 14,900 points, which is a previous area of lower support that already acted as such for the NASDAQ 100 back on July 28th. And it also did it back on July 22nd, but we are also talking about a former area of overhead resistance that already acted as such for the NASDAQ 100 back on July 15th, and it also did it back on July 7th. And on top of that, that area of lower support at around 14,900 points is also backed up by the 50 SMA on the 4-hour chart. On the flip side, if tomorrow we happen to see a green day in the NASDAQ 100, then watch out for 15,100 points as the most important area of overhead resistance. But other than that, guys, there's nothing wrong with these two indices, the S&P and the NASDAQ 100. And what happens if tomorrow we happen to see a sizable leg down in the case of the NASDAQ 100, then the next important area of lower support is going to be at around 14,680 points. 14,680 points is a previous area of lower support that already acted as such for the NASDAQ 100 back on July 16th, and it also did it back on July 6th. So let's see what happens tomorrow, guys. Tomorrow is going to be a very interesting day from a technical standpoint, and I think that most of what is going to happen with both the S&P 500 and the NASDAQ 100 is going to be decided on Friday, after we have the jobs report of July. And now let's go ahead and take a look at the first stock of this video, Southwest Airlines, ticker symbol LUV. And obviously, guys, this is a reopening play. So, I mean, in the case of Southwest Airlines, the stock of this company went down today 1.54%, and it closed today's trading session at $49.74. So I'm thinking that all of the airlines out there got absolutely crushed in today's trading session, because of COVID fear. So in my case, guys, I am wondering, can Southwest Airlines pay a visit down to $47.42? Can that happen? I think that that's a very nice spot to pick up some shares of ticker symbol LUV. And why? Well, because $47.40 is a previous area of lower support that already acted as such for the stock of this company back on July 19th, and it also did it back on December 4th. But we are also talking about a previous area of overhead resistance in which the bulls of Southwest Airlines felt back on January 28th. They also felt back on December 24th, and they also felt back at that area. They also felt back on November 18th. So if tomorrow we happen to see another big red day when it comes to airlines, I am going to be picking up for sure, guys, 100 or 120 shares of Southwest at $47.42. And mind you, guys, if tomorrow we happen to see some sort of recovery day for the airlines, and the RSI of Southwest Airlines at least is at 37 points, so we cannot make the case that the stock of this airline is very or severely oversold. So if tomorrow we happen to see some sort of relief rally for the airlines in general terms, and if Southwest happens to take on $50.30, which is a previous area of lower support that already acted as such for Southwest back on July 7th, and it also did it back on December 2nd, I am going to be more than willing, guys, to pick up some shares of Southwest. at, let's say, $50.40, in which case my price target is going to be $53.80 or $54, which is going to be the next important area of overhead resistance for Southwest Airlines once the stock of this company can manage to burst above $50.30-ish, because today Southwest closed at $49.74. So what once was a former area of lower support now is going to act as a new resistance. So let's say that I am able to pick up shares of Southwest at $50.71-ish, and if I happen to write them up to the other important area of overhead resistance that I just told you guys about at around $53.60 or $54, I could be potentially locking in a profit of almost 6%. That's a very nice profit. So $54 is a previous area of overhead resistance in which the bulls of Southwest failed back on July 22nd, and they also failed back on July 1st. And we are also talking about a former area of lower support that already acted as such for the stock of this airline back on March 4th. And on top of that, guys, we have the 180 SMA coinciding with a former area of support and resistance. So we can assume that the bulls of Southwest are going to have a hard time dealing with $54-ish. So I am going to be keeping a close watch on Southwest Airlines, guys. I don't really believe, and I have been saying this here on the channel, that I don't see COVID-19 getting out of control once again. Certainly, we are seeing once again face mask mandate orders all across the US, but I think that this is going to be a transitory situation, and I don't see, states locking down cities and counties and stuff like that. I don't see that happening once again, in my opinion, all right? So watch out with Southwest Airlines tomorrow bursting above $50.30, starting to consolidate slightly above that area and gathering momentum in order to make a push higher in order to pay a visit to the $54. Or on the flip side, watch out for the stock of this airline paying a visit if a bloodbath happens to be unleashed in tomorrow's trading session or in the course of this week. So in that case, we might see Southwest Airlines paying a visit down to $47.20 or $47, which in my opinion is a very attractive price in order to pick up shares of Southwest Airlines for any purpose whatsoever. And the second stock of this video, sorry guys, is going to be Wish. Ticker symbol WISH, and this is, the flip side relative to the airlines. And why? Well, because Context Logic went up today 4.73%, and it closed today's trading session at $10.41. And why? Why did Context Logic go up today? Well, because this is a stay-at-home stock, guys. This is an e-commerce company, and yeah, it went up because supposedly COVID-19 is taking over once again. That's the only reason why Context Logic went up today. So in my case, and I'm going to zoom in here on the 4-hour, Context Logic, guys, or Wish, is about to test a very important area of overhead resistance at around $10.40 or $10.50. That price is a previous area of overhead resistance in which the bulls of Context Logic failed back on July 13, but we are also talking about a former area of support that already acted as such for the stock of this company back on July 2nd. It also did it back on June 21st, also back on June 16th, and lastly back on June 11th. So, and on top of that, guys, we have the convergence, the coincidence of the 180 SMA with a former area of overhead resistance and support. So, if in tomorrow's trading session I happen to see Wish bursting above $10.80 or $11 on good volume and momentum, I am going to try to take a momentum trade with the stock of this company, in which case my price target is going to be the other important area of overhead resistance for Wish at around $13.44. $13.44 is a previous area of lower support that already acted as such for the stock of this company back on June 24th. It also did it back on April 23rd, and it also did it in the beginning of April. And we are also talking about a former area of overhead resistance that already acted as such back on May 6th. So if I were able, guys, to take a momentum trade the way that I am describing it, purchasing shares of Wish at around $11.20 once it burst above $11, and if I happen to be able to sell out of those shares near $13.30, I could be potentially locking in a profit of almost 16%. So in my opinion, guys, Wish is looking very but very attractive. If it, as of now, it looks very attractive, but if tomorrow the stock of this company happens to take on this 180 SMA on the 4-hour near $11-ish, I am going to try to take a momentum trade with Context Logic, ticker symbol WISH, and the last stock of this video is going to be Palantir. And I haven't talked about Palantir in quite a while, guys, and take a look. Palantir went up today 1.80%, and it closed today's trading session at $22.10. So this is what happens, guys, pretty much when the 10-year Treasury yield falls off a cliff. So investors in general terms feel, like more appetite for expensive stocks such as Palantir, Tesla, Shopify, and stuff like that. So we had a bunch of very good stocks closing today's trading session in negative territory, and such an expensive stock like Palantir was able to pull off a green day in today's trading session. So this goes to show that, in my opinion, and I have been saying this here on the channel, and don't get me wrong, guys, I really want the economy to recover and all that good stuff, but I mean, let's be honest with ourselves. So if the growth of the economy happens to be extremely robust, that is going to create inflation. And if inflation happens to get out of control, the Federal Reserve is going to be pretty much forced to raise interest rates before, 1 or 2 years, so, or sooner than expected, and that is going to hurt most of our investments, guys. So in my opinion, I would be extremely happy if we happen to have a worse than expected jobs report on Friday. That's just me being honest. That's just the truth of the matter. Okay, so in the case of Palantir, I'm going to zoom in here on the 4-hour, and Palantir closed today's trading session at $22.10, as I just said. So watch out for a process of consolidation, guys, of Palantir slightly above $22. $22 already acted as a lower support for Palantir back on July 8th. So if the bulls keep on closing daily slightly above $22, guys, that might be a sign that they are gathering momentum in order to make a push higher, and by doing so, maybe pay a visit to the next important area of overhead resistance for Palantir at around $25.80. $25.80 is a previous area of resistance in which the bulls of Palantir felt back on April 13. So if we happen to be able to purchase shares of Palantir at around $22, and if the stock of this company happens to be able to make the push higher that I just told you about, we are talking about a 14% trade, guys. So watch out for Palantir, guys, consolidating slightly above $22 and holding $22 as a lower support. I think that if that happens, that is a very positive sign in order to purchase shares of Palantir somewhere between $22 and $23, and then ride those shares up to 26 bucks. And if we take a look at the RSI, it is at the RSI, the Relative Strength Index of Palantir, it is at 50 points, guys. Very, but very healthy from a technical standpoint. So we can make the case that Palantir is neither overbought nor oversold. So it is looking very, but very attractive from where I sit. So watch out for Palantir consolidating slightly above 22 bucks. And with Palantir, I am going to wrap up the video. Thank you very much for your attention, and thank you very much for hanging out with me once again. Remember, and keep in mind, guys, that here on the Bilingual Stock Market channel, we are posting stock market update videos Mondays through Thursdays, 3 or 4 hours after the market closes. In those videos, and as I just did it, I break down from a technical standpoint both the S&P 500 and the NASDAQ 100, and I also break down from a technical standpoint the stocks that are going to be on the top of my watch list in the next trading session. So if you want to get all of the notifications of all of our videos in a timely manner, you have to be subscribed to the channel, but you also need to activate the notification bell right up there. Follow us on Instagram as well, guys, at Bilingual Stock Market. On our Instagram account, we are posting news and information on a daily basis, and here and there, when the volatility of the market lets me do it, I am making call-outs about the stocks that I am about to purchase throughout the trading session. So if you also want to have access to that information, go ahead and follow us on Instagram as well at Bilingual Stock Market. And remember that this is the Bilingual Stock Market channel, the YouTube channel in which we talk about the markets, but we do it in English and Spanish as well, so you can pick your preferred language. But most importantly, this is the YouTube channel in which we know that the wonderful world of Wall Street is not for geniuses, it is for entrepreneurs just like you guys and myself. My name is Alvaro, and I will see you guys tomorrow once again, 3 or 4 hours after the market closes. Peace out. And by the way, I forgot to show you guys the trades that I closed in today's trading session. I will do it tomorrow because it is getting a bit late for me to record my video in Spanish. I will do it tomorrow, guys. Peace out.